Welcome to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I'm Nic Rohloff. It's been a tumultuous offseason already for New England as they missed out on Calvin Ridley, and they've made a lot of signings, but none impactful guys, which got fans wondering, what does Eliot Wolf got cooking? And today we are going to look at the top free agents available still that New England can sign. First, I think it's important to run through what the Patriots have already done this offseason, specifically in free agency. It started with Chukwuma Okorafor, who was signed just a couple days prior to NFL free agency getting underway. Hunter Henry and Kendrick Bourne were re-signing / extensions right before that Monday legal tampering opened. And then on the first signing the Patriots made was Antonio Gibson, the running back from Washington, on a 3-year deal. They also brought back Mike Onwenu, brought back Jacoby Brissett when he used to be a Patriot back in 2016. They signed Sione Takitaki, who is replacing Mack Wilson, who signed with the Arizona Cardinals, re-signed Jalen Reagor, re-signed Josh Uche, signed Austin Hooper, re-signed Anthony Jennings, brought in Armand Watts, and then not pictured as well as Nick Leverett, the offensive guard who they signed late yesterday. So they've made, 13 signings / re-signings in whole so far. None blockbuster, but they've been solid, keeping core free agents still here, and they're looking to now upgrade in the draft, and still with about $45-50 million left in cap space to spend. But first, I want to know what y'all think about the free agency so far from Eliot Wolf, Gerard Mayo, and this Patriots front office. Grade the Patriots free agency for me, A, B, C, D, or F. It is today's pinned comment, so get down in the comment section and answer the question after this YouTube ad break. All right, let's look at the free agents now for New England. Number one, without a doubt, is Tyron Smith, and it should not even really be a question for you Patriots fans out there on who New England should want to look after with their next signing. Tyron Smith is the best left tackle available, and that is arguably the biggest position of need outside of quarterback for the Patriots when you've really looked at this roster, right? Quarterback 1, you can argue wide receiver and offensive line 2, but those are your guys. And Smith, even though he's 33 years old, still knows how to get the job done. Yes, he's in and out of the lineup constantly due to injury, but the beginning of his career was some of the best football he's played, and he has always been on the field, at least early in his career. Lately, it's been different as he gets up there in age, but Tyron Smith can still pass block with the best of them, and he would really be a very calming presence for a rookie quarterback, assuming you do take one at number 3. And to me, after seeing how New England has fared in free agency, missing out on Calvin Ridley, not making a splash at offensive line other than bringing back Mike Onwenu, and not making a splash at wide receiver, well, to me, Tyron Smith is the number one guy you have to walk away with. And if you leave free agency and you go into the NFL draft process with no Tyron Smith, no Calvin Ridley, that is going to be a monumental mistake, and, well, I'd even call it a failure. A lot of people would call it a failure if you did not pick up a wide receiver in free agency as well. And, well, one might have fell from the heavens for you since you missed out on Calvin Ridley. His name is Mike Williams. The wide receiver from the Los Angeles Chargers is a free agent after they released him. He had a massive cap hit. He's coming off a torn ACL. He'll be 30 years old by the time the 2024 NFL season arrives. But he has had experience being a big-time threat for the Chargers on an explosive offense. He has 2 years over the last 4 seasons, just 1 year, with over 1,000 yards. But he's a big-time player that makes big-time plays. He's never really had the chance to be that pure wide receiver 1 that New England is searching for because Keenan Allen's been there, but you cannot argue he is one of the most productive guys. He's one of the best contested catch receivers in the NFL, one of the biggest deep threats in the National Football League. It's all about him staying healthy and staying on the football field, which obviously is a concern, but with the Patriots needing to add a wide receiver badly, and we're not just talking like Tyler Boyd level, which we'll talk about him in a bit. We're talking about a guy that can take the top off of a defense and really lead a wide receiver room, because as things currently stand, your wide receiver room is headlined by Kendrick Bourne, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Demario Douglas. That's unacceptable. That can't happen going into September. Douglas and Bourne are fine as that 2-3. You need a wide receiver 1 badly. If they don't pick up one in free agency, they have to do it in the draft, but if they miss on that pick, well, then the Patriots might be screwed for another season. Which brings me to this. Who is your number one free agent target? Mine would be Tyron Smith still, and I would address wide receiver through the draft, but you can't go into that process with needing a left tackle and a wide receiver. That would be flat out acceptable. Get your answers down below. Who is your number one free agent target? In-house guy technically is Kyle Duggar, number 3 here at safety. He does have that transition tag on him right now, and boy, should he sign that tag. The safety market is very interesting right now. Xavier McKinney got a bag, but the rumors and market on Kyle Duggar has been very, very quiet. And then the safety for the Broncos who got released, Justin Simmons, who projects to be the best guy out there at the position now, also very, very quiet. Safeties aren't getting paid right now, and I don't think Duggar is going to get anything exceeding $12 million from another team, which means I think the transition tag, which would be him playing on a 1-year deal for $13.5 million with New England, is probably his best option. Sign the tag, Duggar, and then we'll work out a long-term extension in the offseason. Number 4, Marquise Brown, the wide receiver, formerly of the Baltimore Ravens and Arizona Cardinals. Probably the second best wide receiver available, but I'm not too keen on his ability. We've outlined his struggles in the past, whether it be in his route running ability or his overall hands. He just is not the complete wide receiver New England needs, but hey, if he's coming cheap at $12 million, I'd be able to take that. I'm just not paying more than $15 million for Marquise Brown. He hasn't been able to put up the production that we're accustomed to from a wide receiver 1, which he's been his entire career. Like, if you really think about it, I know those Baltimore teams had Mark Andrews, but at the wide receiver position, he was wide receiver 1 on Baltimore. He was wide receiver 1 in Arizona. So he has experience being the top dog. I just don't like the production. To me, he's nothing more than a speed guy, which is not what New England needs. They need a sure-handed guy that they can go to on 3rd down and in the money round of the red zone. Number 5, Chase Young, the edge of the Washington Commanders, San Francisco 49ers. His market is interesting. He's visiting the Saints. He's visiting the Panthers. And I don't really know what he's going to do in free agency, but I did want to bring him up for this reason. Do you remember, like a week before free agency, a report came out that the Patriots really want to add a veteran piece to this Patriots defense that can really elevate it and like be an impact player? I remember that report. Do the Patriots remember that report, or is that just fake news? Because they have not added anybody to this defense of any impact. There are still some time to go. There's some cornerbacks we could talk about. There's also some edge guys like Chase Young, but they're kind of running out of time here if they want to add a quote-unquote impact player in free agency. Maybe it is a trade for L'Jarius Sneed. I'm very skeptical of that being an outcome for Eliot Wolf in New England, but man, they did want to get an impact guy. I don't know when they're going to do it. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, though, because there are still a lot of Patriots moves lurking, like potentially trading back from number 3, signing a wide receiver, trading for a wide receiver, and then obviously that NFL draft in late April. Make sure you subscribe today to Patriots Today. I'll have you covered on the latest surrounding your New England Patriots. Another edge here at number 6, Jadeveon Clowney. I doubt he comes to Foxborough. Why? He's just kind of in that process of getting 1-year deals at up to double-digit $1 million to try to compete and win an NFL championship. And I just don't think that's where New England stands. I'd love to bring in Clowney to work in with Josh Uche and Anthony Jennings and then Matthew Judon as well. But I just don't anticipate Clowney coming to Foxborough based on where he is at in his career and where the Patriots are as a franchise. But there would be no doubt of his impact for this team. Damn near had 10 sacks last year for the Baltimore Ravens. That team was nasty defensively, so Clowney definitely had some help with teammates. But I don't really see him coming to Foxborough, if we're going to be honest. Number 7, Mekhi Becton, the offensive tackle from the New York Jets. They are not going to re-sign him. And obviously we outlined how big of a need the offensive tackle spot is for the Patriots. The question is, would he play left tackle? And is he good enough to play left tackle? Because 2023, I had to double check to see if this was factual. 12 sacks allowed? I mean, I'm a confident guy, but I don't know if it would be too far-fetched to say I could go out there and let up less sacks than 12. That's almost won a game. Patriots need an offensive tackle, I think I'm cooling on Mekhi Becton. I'm all set on that because they got a core for it. They got Mike Onwenu. I'd rather go to the draft than re-sign or bring in Mekhi Becton. My goodness, 12 sacks. Number 8, Adoree Jackson, the corner. This one's intriguing to me because if they wanted to move John Jones back into that slot role, to that nickel spot, they could bring in Adoree Jackson to play outside of the boundary alongside Christian Gonzalez and then have John Jones in the middle of that defense if they run those nickel packages. Or they can have him as that rotating in third corner, still keep John Jones and Gonzo on the outside, but in those specific situations, move John Jones into the slot on that specific occasion, but still have John Jones on the outside for the majority of snaps. Adoree's a talented ball player. I'm curious to see what his market would be, especially with Kendall Fuller getting 2 years, $16.5 million with Miami earlier today. I wonder if the cornerback market's a little dry because I was anticipating Fuller to get $13, $14 million per season. Getting 16 for 2 years, kind of crazy to me. Do you trust Eliot Wolf, though? We talked about what he has already done in free agency and what the Patriots' biggest needs are, but do you think he will address them and get New England pointed in the right direction? If you do, well, you can type your Ys for trusting Eliot Wolf. If you're kind of 50-50 on it, type your Ns for not trusting Eliot Wolf. Another offensive tackle here, DJ Humphries. He is a veteran, just like Tyron Smith. He was just recently released by the Arizona Cardinals yesterday. He had a massive cap hit, and now he is one of the top free agents on the market for that offensive tackle position. Re-looking at these free agent targets, I probably should have flipped Mekhi Becton and DJ Humphries because I'd rather have Humphries over Becton, but he's a veteran. I wonder if he is going to be like Jadeveon Clowney and just kind of sign with a team that is in the competition and competing for an NBA. I almost said NBA. Got NBA in my brain, folks. Got NFL Super Bowl, but Humphries would be a good sign, just like Tyron Smith, where it's like a guy who can calm that rookie quarterback, knowing he's got a veteran left tackle out of him instead of a potential rookie. Final guy we're going to talk about today, Tyler Boyd, the wide receiver formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals. He's just consistent. He has like 6 seasons with 600 yards or more on a yearly basis, which I like. I like consistency, the ability to get open and make plays. The issue is what I said earlier. The Patriots need a wide receiver 1. Boyd is a fine wide receiver, super low-end wide receiver 2, like super, super, super low, high-end wide receiver 3. But once again, are you just going to put all it on the rookie to be your wide receiver 1 that you take in the draft? Are you trusting Kendrick Bourne to come off an ACL injury and be a number 1? Mary Douglas wide receiver 1? Like, I like Boyd. He'd be a solid addition, but I don't think it's worth it for New England to invest in a wide receiver of this caliber. To me, you either go all in on a trade, Mike Williams, or just have to go with the Tyron Smith and pack it up for the draft at wide receiver. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel because we're going to have you covered on everything New England does in the offseason, leading up to September, where the Patriots hopefully have a bounce-back year because, boy, am I sick of hearing all these draft rumors, and I do not want to hear them again next year, so I'd rather just focus on winning playoff games. So make sure you subscribe for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Go Pats.